Oh, hey guys. Welcome to the next van build episode. I'm Kevin.
And I'm Taylor, and we're from Matters on the Map.
And today we're showing you how we built our van's closet.
My closet.
Taylor's closet.
For our closet, we decided to set it up into 3 main sections. The first section is where we're going to put all of our hanging clothes and maybe like a little something down here if we need any extra space. This second area is where we're going to have a felt line drawer. I haven't gotten the felt for it yet. And we're going to hold all of our electronics here. We did put 4 outlets in the back just so that we can charge everything while it's in the drawer and we don't have to take things out just to charge it. So this will be for all of our electronics.
So I don't know if you just caught that, but we specifically made a cutout in that drawer so you could push it and open it. And Taylor got her hand stuck because she didn't have her hand on the cutout when she was trying to close it. But on to take 2.
Down here we have an extra space for if we want to put folded clothes or if we ever want to bring a small carry-on or, I don't know, rain boots or something that takes up a little bit more room. And then finally down here we have just a small cubby for shoes and flip-flops and any extra stuff that we want to throw down there that we don't really use all the time. And there you have it.
So we made these doors out of poplar and then 1/4-inch birch on the inside, and we routed the poplar, which I'll show you guys exactly how we did it. But we routed it with a routing tool, and then the 1/4-inch plywood is sitting directly in the middle of this. And I don't know if you can see on both sides here, we have a bead of wood glue that seals it in place, as well as pocket holes and so on. The closet itself is made out of mainly birch, 3/4-inch and 1/2-inch ply, and then we have shiplap on the ceiling and for the wall in our lower section down here.
So I guess you want to know how we did it, huh?
So let's go back to the beginning. What's up guys, it's Kevin from Matters on the Map, and today I'm working on the start of our closet, which I am sitting in the driver's seat right now. This is our bathroom, and right here is going to be our closet. I already started working on it before this intro video. This is just 1/4-inch plywood in the back here, which we're going to pull out and paint. But we also have 2 lines for 110 outlet and a 12-volt outlet to house our charging station, which will be in a drawer right here, which we're pretty stoked about. So this is going to be underneath this 1/4-inch ply and into our drawer so we can charge our batteries and we'll have a place for them. We're going to be building this out of birch plywood, so I'll have 3/4-inch birch plywood on this side. We have 1/2-inch already drilled into the frame of the bathroom already, and I'll be using a mix of 3/4-inch and 1/2-inch plywood for the actual drawers in this closet, as well as the floor of some of the cabinet spaces. So here we go. I just traced the template for the wall, and I used this using a peanut butter lid and a pencil to get the shape of and the curvature of the van. And I'm giving myself a little bit of room to fail so I can make additional cuts to get it closer and closer to the wall. So just being a little bit proactive there. So now I'm going to take the jigsaw, follow the line, cut this out, and then we'll make multiple small cuts to get it to the perfect fit. If you want to see how I use the scribe, then check out the video. I'll put a link in the description above on how we built our bathroom walls. All right, so we got this in. It's really tight, along the wall here, so I don't think I'm really gonna be cutting anything more into that. And now I'm just trying to figure out how far out I want the cabinet to come, the cabinet wall to come. So I think we're gonna have it about 2.5 inches in from this wall. That way our drawer is not so deep, and that'll give us a little bit more space when we go through the cabinet here. So I'm gonna put this back over to this side and determine how far in I want to go and make this cut. All right, so here's what the closet's looking like. Here's the wide angle. I'm not sure how the quality's gonna be. So here's the closet. We have a shelf here. The back is just 1/4 inch ply. It's a 3/4 inch ply, and the bottom is 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch on the bottom. So we're gonna have drawers here and potentially a cabinet, and then that's just like cubby storage down there. And switching back to zoom in mode, here's where I'll be able to access my ball valves to turn off the shower water if I need to. And then I just was able to put some screws in right here to get this secure in place. I probably could have if I wanted to do pocket screws, but it's simpler and no one's gonna see it, so it's not really a big deal. But overall, pretty pumped on how this is gonna look. And we're gonna put a rod up here so we can hang clothes. I'm probably gonna do something about this, maybe put a piece of poplar strip right here just to block off that hole. And I didn't really do much other than just put pressure and wedge it behind this piece of wall here, and then wedge it behind this wall as well. So it is a little loose, but we're never really gonna touch it. Well, not loose, but you have to apply pressure and you can move it. So that's why I'm just gonna seal up that gap with poplar strip, and then we'll put caulk and make this nice and clean. And then for the top here, I'm gonna use shiplap to make the ceiling. Here's my shiplap, which is 15.5 inches wide, and it's gonna be propped up right here, like so. It's a little crooked, but I'm just dealing with one hand here, all the way down. And then it's actually pretty tight, but to secure it in place, I'm just gonna put these little 1/2 inch furring strips right here like this, and that'll just secure everything down. And then I'll put glue on both sides, and I could potentially nail it on the inside of this wall or screw it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. And then once I get the closet done, I'll be able to build this drawer. So I'm actually gonna seal this off, and it's just gonna be dead space back there, but I'm gonna have just like half of the door to here, and then cubby space back there, and I'll wall that off. All right, so here's what the closet's looking like. We got the ceiling done with shiplap. I made this little corner ledge piece, cut it on an angle down there, so it's all sealed with wood glue, and I nailed this piece in. And then I put wood up here to put pressure on it down for the glue to stick to it. I did it on both sides. So now I'm going to be putting the face frame on, and I'm making the face frame out of poplar strips, which is right down there. All right, closet's starting to come together. Just drilling the pocket holes for the face frame. I'm going to have to do L brackets on the left-hand side here, because I'm not going to be able to do pocket holes. This is going to be our drawer for our electrics. I wish I did make this about 1 inch thicker, but I measured it correctly and already made the face frame, so not going back. Everything will fit, but it's just going to be pretty snug. This needs to be painted. I messed up and put the wrong side in. The other side's white. This side was supposed to be at the top. Oops. Here is the drawer for this cabinet, or for the closet. So this drawer is going to be tucked inside, and there's going to be a door that opens this drawer as well as this cabinet right here. And we made a little cutout so our hand can grab it and push it back. Alright, so this drawer right here in the closet is going to be an electrical drawer. So I'm going to be putting an outlet, one 10-volt outlet and a 12-volt outlet into the back of this. You can see I have my wires already ran, which is both. This is a 14 gauge wire and a 12 gauge for the 12 volt. So this is going to work well. I have a shallow outlet box for my 120, and then I have just a cigarette outlet that I'll be putting into the back of this drawer. So I just traced the outlet box. I'm using a shallow outlet box here to the back of the drawer. Now I'm going to get a drill bit and drill the corners, and then take my jigsaw and cut this square out. And then I'll also be putting in 2 holes here, circles, for the 12 volts. Grab this. Alright, got it in nice and tight. Here we go. It's pretty good. Then we'll put the 12 volt right here, 2 holes, and we'll be ready to wire this up. Alright, so now for the electricity in the back, I need to cut 2 more holes on this side for the 12 volt USB and cigarette outlet. So here's the 12 volt USB. Here is the 12 volt cigarette outlet. They're just going to be right next to each other, like so. Alright, so I got my 2 holes right here. So I'm going to use a hole saw, I think 1 inch and 3/8 for both of these. And then that'll be plenty for this is it right here. And this is it right here on the other side, obviously. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like. I made it vertically. A lot of wind. And I'll put the one right next to it. That's what it looks like on the back. Alright, so I am no professional, but this is how I make drawers with a face frame. So I basically make the width of the cabinet, or the inside, the same spot as the face frame, which I completely understand you lose space, but that's the only way that I know how to do it. I know you can do undermount drawer slides, but they are really expensive. This is a pretty easy way. Just bring the width of the inside of the drawer to the face frame, and that's where you'll put your drawer slides on. So I'm going to do the same thing over here, but I'll just line that up and make it that thick. Alright, so this is what it looks like inside here. So I have the piece of wood that just lines right up with the face frame, and same on the other side. Struggling to focus. There we go. And this is lined up pretty good here too. And then I'm just going to put the drawer slides right there and there, and then we'll put the drawer in, and then these are going to be my 2 wires for my outlet in the drawer. Alright, so here is the electrics for the closet cabinet. So I have my 110 volt right here, which is going to connect to your typical house outlet, and then I wired 12 gauge and did a solder connection to a 16 gauge wire that's going to meet a spade terminal, and that terminal is going to run in series to the USB. So we're going to have right over here the 110 outlet, and then we have your cigarette outlet, or cigarette socket, whatever you want to call it, and then the USB. So the reason why I'm doing this in series is because it's coming from a 12 gauge wire, so there's plenty of amps that are going to be flowing through this wire and able to supply those 2. You could probably get away with a shorter wire there, but I would just rather be safer than sorry. Alright, so here's the outlet wired up. I put a little secure there to hold the wire in place as it's going back and forth. I'm going to do it for the 110 as well. And this is where it's in series here. And this is the cigarette outlet. So we could put more amps onto this one. And then this is the USB, which only takes like 2 amps or something like that. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to just fix this outlet up and then we'll be ready to put it in place. Alright. So we just plugged everything up and you can see the blue light here on the USB. So now I'm going to take a cable and show you what it looks like plugged in. So here we go. Alright. We've got the power. Still charging. Alright, so I got the green light to go with this design, which is the horizontal piece going from corner to corner. And then the long pieces, the vertical pieces, will be cut a little bit shorter. They will not be corner to corner. This is how we did it for the upper cabinet on the driver's side, so we're going to stick with this across the entire van for all cabinet doors. So the horizontal pieces are going to extend from corner to corner. Alright, so this is what the cabinet door will look like. And now I need to use a router to route a 1/4 inch hole through the middle of the poplar strip, and I'll put a 1/4 inch piece of plywood in the middle of this. So what I'm going to do is mark off where I need to stop the router for the exposed pieces, meaning the horizontal pieces. Because if you run the router all the way through, then you'll see a piece like this. And you'll see the open piece on the edge, which you don't want. I'm just going to mark off here where I want the router to stop. This is fine. This is fine. You want it enough to allow the 1/4 inch plywood to slide through. Actually, I'm probably going to mark an inch or a 1/2 inch on both sides. That'll be perfect. So here's our router already set up. And basically when I turn this on, the blade here spins, or the drill bit spins, and makes the groove right through the wood here. So you just run it through, and I have it set to a 1/2 inch in height, and I'll be good to go. It is loud and messy. Don't forget, if you're following our case, the horizontal pieces do not go all the way through. You go 2 inches from the end. So just remember that. I'm doing the long piece first, so I want to go all the way through. That's what it looks like. Now I gotta get all this fresh wood cut out. Like I said, it is dirty. Alright, so now for this one, I have my measurements here, so I'm going to route only the middle of these 2 lines. That way it's solid wood that you'll see on the outside. So I went a little too far, but oh well, next time. Alright, so here are the 3 closet doors, cabinet doors. This is the big one for the closet. This is the medium size in the middle. And this is the small one, which actually will go like this. So these are all made out of poplar strips, 1x3. And then I use a router to route a 1/4 inch wide gap in the middle of these. And then this is just 1/4 inch poplar plywood. So I'm in the middle of editing this video and I just realized that we did not capture any clips of Taylor staining and painting the cabinet doors. So I just want to let you guys know that we use the natural color wood stain as well as an oil-based polyurethane to coat the poplar strips of the cabinet doors, and in the inside we just painted the 1/4-inch birch plywood with white paint. So thank you so much, Taylor. Really appreciate it. I wish we caught it on camera to show it in the video. Alright, so I didn't show you guys how I created the cabinet doors for the closet. Basically everything is routed in the middle of the 3/4-inch poplar furring strips. You can see here's the slot. So now I'm just going to take my pocket hole toolkit here and drill in a few pocket holes and tighten this up, and then put wood glue in as well to get the 1/4-inch birch plywood that's painted white nice and secure in the routed grooves. Alright, so now I got the wood glue and I'm going to put a bead of wood glue inside this. And then a bead of glue right on the edge here. And this is the back of the cabinet, obviously, the cabinet door. And I'll slide that in here. And now I'm going to do the side here. And I'll do the same thing, another bead inside the middle of this. Bead of glue, that is. Bead of glue right here. And then a bead of glue on the edge here. I'm going to screw it together. So I got 1.25 inch Craig jig screws. Same thing to the other side here.
You didn't put one on the side.
Oh, thank you. I made that mistake twice yesterday. What do you think? Alright, so here is my closet cabinet door, and today I'm putting on the 1/2 inch overlay hinges, which are soft close, and they go inside the actual cabinet using a hinge installation template that you can get from Home Depot or Amazon, and it's a 35mm. So we're gonna mark exactly where we want it on both sides, and then use the template to mark our 3 holes, and then use the countersink drill bit to create that hole. And then you do a small drill bit for each hole, and then that's where you'll be screwing in and making your cuts. Okay, here goes nothing. This would go like this. So we're gonna go right at 5 inches for the template. Mark our pencil hole. Alright, so that's good. So we just adjust this. I think we get the top of this. That's really cool. Here is the closet. Coming together really nice. We have one more door to go down on the bottom. And then the closet's almost done. And we just need to add the rail rod and seal off the water compartment right down there. Almost. Alright, so I just forgot to film, but we're just putting one hinge on the bottom because it's so small and we have pocket screws, and if I try and put a hinge on here, it'll interfere with those screws. So we're hoping that one is going to be enough, but we shall see. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's a little wobbly with just one hinge on this small cabinet door. I'm wondering if any of you watching this have any recommendations on other hinges that don't require a hole saw drill bit to go into it, because I couldn't put it on the top and bottom because of the pocket holes. So if you have any ideas or are aware of any alternative hinges, please drop a comment below and let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right, so we just added these little door locks on the upper cabinet door, and it just locks in place, which is really nice. And now we're doing it for this one and this door. All right, so I'm not sure if you can see it, but we got the pencil marks on here. There's nothing here yet, so I'm going to shut it, push against it. Hopefully it's hitting it. We got one and a very faint pencil mark right there. All right, so here's the finished product. Looking pretty good. Nice. Got the rod up there. And it's looking good. Like these hinges here. Electrical wires looking good. Let's see if it's still blue. Oh, it's tough to do with one hand. There you go. It's blue. Looking good. Sweet. So that wraps up this van build episode on building out our closet or Taylor's closet. But if you have any questions, drop a comment below and I'll be sure to answer them.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of our van build, please hit that subscribe button below.
And
see you next time.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Stay tuned.
Do you have something else to add?
I don't know, I thought so, but I don't think I do.